All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, folks. It looks like this might actually come to fruition. Lauri Markkanen and Golden State could become a reality at any point here. There is a lot of competition between teams like San Antonio Spurs, Sacramento Kings, the Miami Heat even have a little bit of interest in Lauri Markkanen. But we saw a report earlier today that Golden State has a heavily pick-based offer on the table for Lauri Markkanen per TJ Jones on the NBA. Guys, this is music to my ears. I think a big man score to pair up with Draymond Green, to pair up with Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry. I mean, like you name it. The Warriors made really good moves thus far in free agency. But guys, I'm telling you, Lauri Markkanen down below with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, it would rattle the NBA. It really would. Lauri is so underrated in general because he's playing for the Utah Jazz, and Utah just in general is a really small market basketball team, but they have not been the best. And Lauri Markkanen has been their best player for the last couple of years. So he's just flying under the radar ever since he left Cleveland or got traded. And yeah, he's a freaking all-star. The dude's a beast. But we're going to talk about a couple of things, mainly Lauri Markkanen, but I do want to touch on a couple of things that the Golden State Warriors have made in the last couple of days. But before we do, if you guys enjoy, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily dubs content. Try and get this video to 100 likes. It would mean the absolute world to me. So I made a video on this yesterday, and I apologize if I'm a little bit slower today. It's July 5th, so we're nursing. Jeez, it's like 8 p.m., dude, getting a little bit old. We're nursing the head here. But nonetheless, I made a video yesterday talking about why Buddy Hield was just a phenomenal sign and trade move. You gave up, what, a second-round pick in 2031? Like, yeah, he's not Klay Thompson, but guys, the whole narrative for most of the season was, I don't know if Klay Thompson's really helping us out anymore. And guess what? He decides to go to the Dallas Mavericks, and they replace him. I love Chris Paul, man, but Chris Paul didn't do too much for Golden State. You pretty much flipped Klay Thompson for Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, and D'Anthony Melton. And all three of those are highly talented, skilled players. You know, D'Anthony Melton is one of the best defensive guards in the NBA. He's going to give you like 36% three-point shooting. He's going to give you like a steal and a half. He can come off of the bench. He can play right next to Steph Curry. He can literally do anything you ask him to do. The only question mark is his injury from last season, but for the most part, D'Anthony Melton has been very reliable as far as just staying on the basketball court. So you made a great two-way offensive and defensive, just like winning player. Fits perfectly with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and the Golden State Warriors. And then you do the exact same thing with Kyle Anderson, and Kyle Anderson literally just gets flamed because of his shot. Like, Kyle Anderson has one of the slowest shots, if not the slowest shot in the NBA. But Kyle Anderson's never really been this prolific scorer, nor is he supposed to be. He's like a point forward. He's a phenomenal passer. He has unbelievably high IQ, and he's going to fit Golden State perfectly. And we'll talk about Buddy Hield towards the end of this video, but let's get into Lauri because that's mainly why I'm making this video here. So I saw this article here. Based on the tweet we just saw, Lauri Markkanen trade rumors, Warriors offer is substantial amid Kings and the Spurs buzz. So the Golden State Warriors reportedly have a substantial trade offer on the table for the Utah Jazz to acquire Lauri Markkanen per Tony Jones of The Athletic. And he said this on 95.7 The Game. He's really hot name on the trade block right now, and there is interest with San Antonio, Sacramento, Miami Heat, like we said. Lauri is also, by the way, entering the last year of his contract, and he's only being paid $18 million for this upcoming season. It wouldn't be a one-year rental, I would imagine, if it works out. Obviously, Golden State's going to try and nail him down long-term because he's literally entering his prime. He's in his athletic prime, and he's going to be here to stay. But when I hear teams like San Antonio worries me a little bit, man. They got Chris Paul. I think they had a good draft. You've got the best rookie in the class last year, and Victor Wembanyama. I don't want Lauri Markkanen to go to San Antonio. I don't want Lauri Markkanen to go to Sacramento. I don't even really want him to go to Miami because who really cares about that? But I would hate for a Spurs or a Kings team to acquire this dude, as opposed to Golden State, who reportedly a couple of days ago were all in on Lauri. So 27 years old, He averaged 23.2 points per game. He shot 48% from the field. He had 8.2 rebounds per game, and he won the NBA's Most Improved Player award and earned his first ever All-Star appearance 2 years ago in 2022-2023. Now, I think personally it's just very evident and it's very obvious why having this switchable 7-foot big man who's a 3-level scorer, I think it's very obvious why he would pair perfectly with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, specifically those two players. But one of my big knocks for Golden State is simply scoring outside of Steph Curry. We take a look at last season. Klay Thompson had some good games, but he was the second leading scorer, putting up a bit under 18 points per game. Jonathan Kuminga took huge strides last year. Huge strides, guys. He's still 21 years old, but he was the fourth leading scorer. Third leading scorer on the Golden State Warriors last year with 16.1 points per game. So I'm really glad they didn't trade him in Paul George. However, you know what? If Paul George was a Warrior right now, I'd probably feel a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, you still have Jonathan Kuminga, and you picked up 3 really talented role players that can just, guys, Golden State won 46 games last season. The West is just loaded. You need more talent, and you need it soon because Steph Curry's not getting any younger, but he's still playing like freaking Steph Curry. He's still one of the best players in the NBA. He's still undisputedly a top 10 player in the NBA. So you want to, keep the future open for guys like B-Pod, Jonathan Kuminga, TJD, etc. I love Moses Moody, but unfortunately at this point in his career, I don't think he's going to get this freaking run with Golden State. At this point in his career, I feel like they are better off trading him, using a couple of first-round picks, throwing him in this offer, and getting Lauri Markkanen from Utah over to Golden State. Once again, though, I freaking love Moses Moody, and that just seems to be a big thing with Warriors fans is can we get this dude some minutes? Can we get this dude, Moses Moody, some consistent minutes and just see what he has to offer? Because in limited play time, we've seen what he has to offer. But nonetheless, there's a lot of young talent. Still got Steph. You still got Draymond. I think making a move for an all-star and Lauri Markkanen would be huge. Because at the end of the day, the offense is still Steph Curry. And man, I love Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney is a freaking beast. But having a 23-point-per-game scorer in the front court would just be freaking huge to me. So to be honest with you, I anticipate Lauri Markkanen to be traded probably in the next 7 days. I think Golden State, I'm not a reporter. I'm not an analyst. I have no NBA connections, but I feel like it's kind of a 50-50 coin flip that Lauri Markkanen could be a Golden State Warrior in the upcoming days. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Based on what I've seen on Twitter and the comments on these videos, it seems like literally everybody is on board with Lauri Markkanen. But let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know any package that you would prepare to give Utah for it. Once again, he's on an expiring contract, but there's a lot of competition. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great freaking weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. And hopefully tomorrow we got Lauri Markkanen breaking news, trade to Golden State. Peace.